Hello, this is me again. I think even though I've already made so many vlogs, I started getting camera shy when I started making less of them. I got self-conscious and all depressed and didn't make as many vlogs for a while. I mean, I didn't even make any for like days. But like, I'm trying to get back on the saddle. And so, I've just been thinking like about trans advocacy. You know, like I think that like we are finally more woke than we used to be. But we still have more ways to go. But I was just thinking like how it's really just bare minimum to like call somebody by their correct pronouns and to respect their gender identity. And like sadly, I think we as a society like still consider that kind of thing laudatory. Like, oh, you respect someone's pronouns, you're pro LGBT, go you. But I'm hoping that one day, like when we look back on this like 10, 20 years later, that we'll think, oh well, you know, addressing someone by their correct pronouns is just bare minimum. That's like, you know, never having been violent to somebody or never having assaulted someone. Like, yeah, like I'm gonna call that person by their correct pronouns. That's the right thing to do. And I'm just thinking that I look forward to when that day comes, when that is considered bare minimum. And like, I do come from a position of privilege because I am a cis person. I'm a cis woman, a cis female. But like, I have trans friends and I've known trans people throughout my life, and like, I just think it's not really asking for much to like see beyond the exterior or be open-minded about gender identity and just call them by their correct pronouns and perceive them as such. Like, and so like I wasn't even sure where I was going with this. I just thought like it'd be good to like advocate for like trans rights and like respect people's pronouns. Like, I've always been big on that, actually. Like, even when society was more regressive, like I noticed that like when I was growing up, I watched documentaries on like trans women, and like in the beginning of the documentary, before they transitioned, they would call that trans woman or girl like by their dead pronouns, he, him, his, and then like later on in the documentary, they would finally call them by her right pronouns, she, her, hers, because she's a trans woman. I think it was a particularly pretty trans woman that they were featuring in the documentary, and she was just saying how like she doesn't date men, like even though that's who she's attracted to, because she doesn't want to come out and say, oh, I'm trans, and like upset them or freak them out. And I'm just hoping that like I don't know whatever happened to her at the name of that documentary, but I'm hoping that maybe she finally found peace and people who would accept her like romantically and stuff like that in the dating world. And like even back then, like in that documentary, like to get to the point, I thought it was weird that they didn't just address that person by the correct pronouns from the get-go. You know, like I thought that was weird. And so like I like to think that I was already more woke than people were back then. And I'm hoping that maybe one day like what is considered woke now is just bare minimum. And so like I'll just leave that for y'all to marinate in your minds and like have some food for thought. And so yeah, I bid you all adieu. Have a wonderful night or day or what. Yeah, have a wonderful night or day or afternoon or morning, wherever this video finds you or whenever. So have a great day.